Black box. There it
There we
is.
go.
Okay.
White light on the
Hey.
black box, baby.
We are good.
We are good.
Good day, everybody. Welcome to the cut. We are excited to have you here with us. I am your host, Anthony Oquindo, and this is my co-host, Tom Roth. You're familiar with this if you've been here before. And we are, like I said, we're happy to be here. It's I've been itching to put out these stories for days
Yeah.
because there's been so much in the news, and it's like
It's been crazy.
it has been wild,
Yeah.
and I've been wanting to catch up.
Well, you did an awesome job the other night when you were talking about Diddy, and I mean, you were really going balls deep on that on Monday. And I went back and watched it because like my phone was fucking up. I didn't get any notifications that you were live.
Mhm.
So like we went back, we were watching Raw, WWE Raw, and then it came up on Megan's phone that the cut put something out, and she was like, "Well, let's watch it." And then we watched it, and she was like, "I almost think this is better without you." And I was like, "Get the fuck out of my face." But no, you did awesome, dude. But even in
Thank you.
a 48-hour period, there's more news about Diddy, and then we get
Since I posted that.
yeah,
Yeah.
more news about Diddy, but then we get another major event in the United States that bears talking about. So I think tonight is a very appropriate night that we talk about this new event that's happened.
Yeah, we got a couple things on the agenda.
I think it was really funny though, like when this happened, like you and I were texting about it, this event that we're going to talk about tonight.
I know I was blowing you up. I'm
You were
like,
blowing
he's probably
me up.
Tom's probably. I think you were at work, weren't you?
I was at work.
And I'm just like, I know he's like, his phone's going off. He's like, I know it's Anthony.
Yeah, I did. Well, I was in Felix's office, and Felix is like, "I bet that's Quendo." And I looked down, and I was like, "It is." And he was like, "Oh shit!" But like, it was hilarious because the first thing I texted you about this was, "This is just to distract us from Diddy," and you were like, "Maybe."
Yeah. So,
Bet.
so for those of you who aren't aware and have been living under a rock for the last, what's it been, 2 days now?
Yeah, about 72 hours.
About 72 hours. Yep. So about the last 2 days, if you've been living under 3 days.
3 days.
Two, okay. The Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore
Mhm.
was hit by a cargo ship,
Yeah.
and the entire bridge collapsed.
Yeah, the entire bridge collapsed. Entire
And-
thing. It looked like a fucking Q-tip bridge from far away, bro.
It did. It went down
did.
really fast.
It did.
Way faster than I thought. If a situation like that happened, I did not think it was going to happen that fast.
Yeah, like, so the funny thing is Dave from Pittsburgh, the other best man in the wedding, he actually used to live in Baltimore for a while. Him and his ex-wife had moved out there. And I was texting him about it, like, "Hey, how crazy is that?" And he was like, "Yeah, it doesn't really surprise me. The infrastructure in Baltimore is absolute trash."
Did he give any particulars?
He didn't give any particulars, but he was like, just like the roads are awful. He said it doesn't really surprise him that, like a bridge would go down that quickly, just because he said if the quality of the roads isn't that great and buildings are always being like worked on, like he said, like the infrastructure just isn't there. It's just like, he said, like Dave's a Democrat, and he's a proud Democrat, which I love him all the same. But I mean, he said that even he has to side with Trump on this one. Baltimore is a rat hole of a city. Like he said, it's just awful.
Say the right word.
What was the right word?
I don't know. He did call Boston or Baltimore something in particular.
He called it
but I know
rat shit.
No,
No.
I know they were like shithole countries.
Shithole. Yeah, he called it a shithole, and it is.
Right.
I mean, I've been there multiple times. It's awful.
So all right, so let's kind of recap what happened with this this bridge. So Tom, yeah, let's see if we can pull up this video. We're just winging it. We're on a time crunch today, so we're just kind of winging it here. But oh, here we go. This is perfect. This is coming from Golden Advice on,
and this is obviously sped up.
This is sped up. I think this is I've seen a couple of these sped up videos going around, but I think this is one of the ones that is 8x. So So here it is. The video. There's no sound to it. Let's see. So that's one angle. Let's see if we can pull up another angle here.
Bro, it reminds me of like a PlayStation 1 game graphics with like you would like bump into something and the whole thing would just explode.
There are multiple angles of this.
Here's one.
Oh, that's
Oh, that's the same thing.
okay. So here is a larger, wider angle of this same incident. Come on, get bigger. There we go. All right, so here's a wider angle. So you'll see, I think this is right. Oh, yeah, right as it impacts. Look how fast this bridge goes down.
I mean, it's taking down the main strut, you know what I mean?
And this right here, I don't think is sped up.
No, it's not.
I think this is, look at the waves. The waves aren't really moving too fast. The lights aren't blinking real fast. Look at that. That's normal speed right there. And let's rewind that. Let's see how fast that went down. Because that was, let's see, from the time that it goes down, we're at, let's say 2 seconds. And the whole thing is gone within 8 seconds. No drivable pieces. The whole bridge is in the water in less than 20.
Now, make no bones
The
about
whole
it.
bridge.
That's almost a 2-mile long bridge. That's
Is that how long it is?
I think it was like 1.6 miles, so rounded it up 2 miles. You know.
Wow, I didn't realize it was that long of a bridge.
It's a long ass bridge. I mean, let's not make any bones about it. I mean, this is a here. Go down to that video that we were at. I think it's up. Yep, go up a little bit. All right. Here, I want to read the tweet. Just go down.
Oh, you want to read the tweet? Okay.
It destroyed the 1.6 mile long Baltimore Bridge in the U.S.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see that. I wasn't reading that far.
So let's not make any bones about it. I mean, it's almost a 2 mile. At the minimum, it's a mile and a half long. You know, it's a long bridge. It's a main hub of transportation. This is not going to be a quick fix. It's going to take a long time to fix that, to replace. There ain't no fixing it.
Yeah, you're not fixing it. You're building new.
You're building new.
But see, this
Build
also
back better.
I get. Whoa!
Praise God.
Yes. Okay. So that has a lot. That's a loaded
that
statement.
Was loaded, wasn't it?
Yes.
But I mean, transportation is going to take a major hit in the city of Baltimore.
It is. I mean, this connected two very, very busy spots.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
So that crosses you over. What is it? It's a canal right there, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
So that, not only that, you have the shipping. Obviously, it's gonna take them time to clean that up.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna have all that the trade, the shipping, the cargo ships.
So into Baltimore,
I also think there are cruise ships that go out of there.
Cruise ships go out of there.
So
that's a main port for transporting vehicles in from overseas,
right?
And not just personal vehicles, but commercial trucks, work trucks, lead. There's various goods that go into that port, man. So you're gonna have, if you didn't have a shortage before, you're definitely gonna get a shortage now because the boats can't get in there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because they aren't gonna just float over the debris. You know what I mean? This isn't the Atlantic Ocean.
No, it definitely needs to be cleaned up.
Yeah, and I think they responded very quickly. I think the efforts are underway to clean it up already.
So let's talking about response. Let's talk about numbers here real fast. And I say this. I don't say this. You know, I'm not taking this lightly, but thankfully, there are only 6 people presumed.
6 casualties presumed dead.
Right. And I say thankfully because it is a busy bridge, and fortunately, authorities were able to get, from what I hear, I don't know how true this is, authorities were able to get to the ends of the bridge and stop the flows of traffic. And you can see that before, if you watch the longest version I've seen, it's like 2 minutes or maybe even longer than that. But you can see cars driving over the bridge within a minute, within 30 seconds of when the ship actually hit the bridge. So that's why I say thankfully only 6.
Yeah, only
right?
6, but
Um,
could have been a lot more.
yes.
You know what I'm saying? And did you see the video where the guy was filming, while he was on the bridge? He was at the edge. It came through, and then there was a huge explosion, man. Insane
No.
explosion.
Okay. That's not a real.
That wasn't real?
That's not. No. That's not
fake?
the same bridge.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I did see that circulating, but that's not the same bridge.
That's not the same bridge.
Not
Okay.
at-
Now I'm
no.
informed.
Yeah, not at all on that one. I did see that video. Not the same bridge.
So when we talk
But I mean, you do bring up a good point. I mean, all right. So real fast, let's kind of dive in a little bit right now.
Let's dive
Okay,
in.
we're gonna get a little dark and we're gonna get a little deep in here. Okay, so when you say explosion, right? An explosion, they want you to think that this was a calculated event, right? Some people are saying that. Some people are saying, no, this is a terrorist attack, even though the FBI has come out and said that it's not. They don't have any suspicions of terrorism.
Yeah.
That's what they said.
Well, it doesn't have to be a terrorist attack for it to be malicious.
Correct.
It doesn't have to be.
Well, no, it doesn't have to be a terror attack. But I mean, think about it. If somebody did that, that is causing terror. Like that, you're gonna cause terror within.
Can terror be at home?
You can be terror wherever. I don't think there's anywhere. I guess terror, right? You're just afraid for your life, maybe.
Yeah.
Let me see. Tom, I sent you something about this. Here it is. It's actually. Oh, it's still there. Good. Okay, let me just copy this. We're gonna put this in the browser and put this up here. Okay, so some people are saying this is a terror attack, and one of those people is Andrew Tate.
The Cobra.
The Cobra, right? So this is what Andrew Tate says on X. He says, this ship was cyber attacked. Lights go off and it deliberately steers towards the bridge supports. Foreign agents of the USA attack digital infrastructures. Nothing is safe. Black Swan event imminent. Okay, now he brought up, that the lights go off before it hits the structure. So let's take a look at this video. This is a 56-second video. And look, and like I said, you can see cars driving across the bridge within a minute of this thing hitting the bridge. So there, the lights go off right there, right?
This is also very
is sped up. You're right. Yeah, I thought it was going to be the slow version at first. Okay, lights come back on right there. Look at this black smoke, though. What does that tell? What does that tell you? What was that thing that just flew across too? Hold on. Oh, that looked like a plane. Okay. All right. I was like, is that a drone? We're getting real wild now. Okay. So this smoke, what does that smoke tell you, Tom?
Something's on fire.
It tells you something's on fire?
Yeah.
Okay.
That smoke reminds me of the smoke that was coming off the freighter in the Ashtabula Harbor a week or two ago.
Okay.
Big smoke, man.
So look, I'm looking at this smoke. It looks like it's coming from its stacks where it should be smoking from. But I don't know. Something tells me that says full power. But full power how? Like that looks like it reminds me of a diesel truck when you just smash the gas. And that's what I see right there. That looks like full power to me. But I could see how it looks like a fire. But I don't think there were any reports of there being a fire. Okay, so lights. Oh, did you see that? Lights went out again. So that was the second time. Lights go out. Okay, so there's 2.
It could also be.
It still looks like it's full power.
It could also be like emergency lights and stuff coming back on, though. You know what I mean? If it lost power,
lights back on. Oh, and then it says it deliberately steers. It does look like it's drifting pretty damn good toward the. Look at how it starts off. Look at how it starts off. It starts off straight, right? Looks like it's going pretty horizontally, and then it just drifts.
But bro, that's a 90-degree turn right there. If that were deliberate, I think that they'd be trying to come a
It
little
might
bit stronger.
no, it might not be 90. I think it's significant and hit. Okay, and the bridge is down. All right, now you talked about explosions, which this was pointed out in the video that I saw. I believe it's right around. Watch this beam. Watch this beam. Right as it collapses, somebody pointed out there's like an explosion. Oh, you see that?
No.
You don't see it? Look
Where?
right here. Look right here.
Okay, I'm looking. Well, yeah. I mean,
What?
so think about it. That hits, and then that's coming down. There's probably an integral part there where it collapsed. You know what I mean? Like, there's probably power cables and
Is
stuff in
it?
there because that's all illuminated. Watch it.
I'm watching. Speed it up. Okay. It's about to hit. There's a collision. Right here. Oh, dude, that's a pretty big ball of fire though.
Yeah, I mean it is, but I mean let's think about
That's a
other
pretty
things that
big
have
ball of
happened when,
fire.
like September 11th, like when the plane hit, you can see boom, 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 all the way up. You know what I mean? Like people think it's a controlled explosion. I do. I think George
Then why
Bush
are you
did
gonna?
9/11.
Then why would you give this any credit?
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
I don't think Baltimore's a big enough port to actually go after. I think you're mainly going to be, if you're going after a port, I think you're going after somewhere in Florida. I think you're going after somewhere in California, Washington.
What did we talk about not too long ago? Didn't we talk about like cyber hacks and like ransomware? Did we talk about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. When we were talking about, do you really own your products?
Okay. Now, what if somebody does want to do us harm, and they're like Baltimore? You know what? It's just a warning. Like, hey,
It could be.
you know what I'm saying? Like, imagine somebody with a ransomware attack on a business, and they're like, give us this money by this date, or something's gonna happen. Money doesn't show up. Oh, you thought I was playing? Well, let's say it's at a hospital, right?
Mhm.
Now I've deleted all your files permanently. Now those are never some files, a portion, a handful, right? Whatever it is, I deleted those. You'll never get those back, guaranteed. Now you want to dick around? Give me my money, right? What if that's a warning, man? I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying, like, I don't think it. I think a lot of people think that a cyber warfare is going to be like quick and fast. I don't think so. Honestly, I think it's possible we're already in cyber warfare.
Well, yeah. I mean, we talk about Black Swan events,
Right.
right? So for everyone at home that doesn't know what a Black Swan event is, when you see a group of swans together, let's say there's 10 swans, right? Usually they're all going to be white. Okay. There's the Black Swan event where in that group of 10, there's a black one as well. And that's the one that usually brings about the problems. That's the one that tries to assert its dominance. That's the one that tries to control the group. So a Black Swan event is something that's out of the ordinary that happens that causes more imminent danger. So Alex Jones actually, we talked about Alex Jones about a month ago. Alex Jones is usually never wrong. He says some egregious shit, but I mean he's rarely been like absolutely wrong.
Right.
But Alex Jones said this could be the beginning of a Black Swan event. Andrew Tate in his tweet says Black Swan event imminent, right? So a Black Swan event could signal something is coming that's even bigger.
Listen, what if we've been they've been telling us anyways, right? So let's think about this. You have East Palestine,
Mhm.
and right before that happened, what movie did you have come out? White
Oh
Noise,
yeah, White Noise. Yeah.
right? Now you have uh, Baltimore, the
And then there
Francis
was
Scott
that movie
Key,
that came out at the end of last year that with
Leave the World
Mahershala
Behind,
Ali.
Leave
Yeah,
the World
Leave the
Behind,
World Behind.
right? And I saw something else. There was another movie too. I guess that had to do with the Moscow attack, and it was in some kind of theater. But I don't know enough about that movie to
I don't know what
to
movie you're
comment.
talking about.
I would have to look, but let's see if I can look. Anyhow, so while I'm looking this up, so
Leave the
the
World
movies
Behind.
have been telling us, right?
Yeah.
Or or people have been telling us. Maybe it is. I mean, who produced Leave the World Behind?
Netflix.
No, but who was a co-producer?
Barack Obama.
Barack and Michelle, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, maybe they have been telling us, maybe they haven't been.
I don't know, man. Like, I'd like to believe that they aren't, but Leave the World Behind gave a really good blueprint for everything going on. You know what I mean? Like, there's not going to be cable, there's not going to be internet, that kind of thing. I mean, I really hope that everyone kept a hold of their DVDs. You know what I mean? Like, I know I did. You know, I got stacks of them bitches. Like, I could legitimately fill a room with my DVDs, dude. Like,
I'd be screwed, but I wouldn't care about DVDs.
I'd let you borrow them, bro. I got a selection.
Dude, you could. We talked about it. We could bring back Redbox.
We could bring back Redbox with all the shit I have. But I
Oh,
mean, what's the money gonna get me? It's useless.
yeah, nothing.
Nothing.
And you would
Until
have
the
to have
internet comes back.
network anyways
Yeah, I mean,
for it
like,
to work. Yeah, unless it's just like a straight up vending machine.
or I meet you at your fucking house. Like, hey man, I need $5 if you want to rent Wolf of Wall Street from me.
They're gonna
for
hit
2
you
days.
up on channel fucking 12 on the walkie-talkies.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. They can't call me. They got to be on the walkie-talkie, bro.
Yeah, dude. Like
Bro, I still have walkie-talkies. I got Cobra brand ones.
a cyber attack is devastating. We talked about this already, man.
We
I
have.
mean, and we don't have an analog backup or like you said, an old way, like bringing back the DVDs. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna be able to stream. We need to bring back the actual hardware, and DVD would be the comparison.
You know what would be awesome if cyber attack happened? Ham radio.
Yeah,
We could be the fucking entertainment for this area, man. Like just ham radio, and we
just
go
throw
on.
some fucking antennas on top of the roof.
Oh hell yeah, boy! Praise God. Oh my God. Yeah, I mean it's really interesting though because you're right though. Like, what if they are giving us a warning?
Mm.
You just pulled that up right there. That's from Leave the World Behind.
This is from the Patriot Voice. Says if you think
Looking
this is a
something quick.
coincidence, you need to research predictive programming. Whoo! We're getting deep. They use cyber terrorism to run a cargo ship into a beach filled with people and leave the world behind. They use cyber terrorism to run a cargo ship into one of the most important bridges in the United States in real life. They always preview what is coming in one way or another.
Looking something up real quick.
It's deep,
I'm
bro.
sorry.
It's deep. So all right, so while we're on this subject still, and all those things have happened, right? You've got East Palestine, you've got Baltimore. I mean, how much of this is to blame? How much of this is Pete Buttigieg to blame? Department of Transportation Secretary, right? And that is
Well, I mean, he definitely has to shoulder a majority of the blame.
and I think this is a good information to have to kind of determine how much of this he is responsible for, right? So
Yeah.
let me.
Um.
So
So
that
so let me ask you a question.
sure.
Pete Buttigieg has to shoulder some of this blame,
Hmm.
but isn't the onus also on the captain of the ship and the owner of the ship and everything like that? Like where have they been in all of this?
Okay, let's read this first. Okay, so there are reports.
Okay.
This is from Colin Rugg on X. He says, "Just in. This is how long ago was this? Around 5 p.m. Eastern time." So he says, just in, Baltimore port worker claims the Dolly cargo ship had a severe electrical problem just days before it crashed into the Francis Scott Key Bridge. Container royalty co-administrator Julie Mitchell said that the ship was having issues 48 hours before the crash. Those 2 days, they were having serious power outages. They had a severe electrical problem. It was total power failure, loss of engine power, everything, she said. That's what she told CNN anyways. Mitchell claims the refrigerated containers tripped breakers on the ship multiple times and mechanics tried fixing the issue. Mitchell said the power problems are rare on cargo ships like the Dolly and it should never have left the port until the issue was fixed. An officer on the Dolly says the ship went dead and everything went dark. The vessel went dead, no steering power, and no electronics. The smell of burned fuel was everywhere in the engine room, and it was pitch black. They said. So
why did that ship even get clearance to leave if it was
that's
having issues 2 days prior?
and that's my point, right? How much of that is to blame on the Department of Transportation because there should be regulations. I would presume there were
there's regulations in place for everything, though, brother. But do people adhere to the regulations?
That's true, and you can't stop people who are just going to
do whatever.
And you
Do we
can't.
know what was on that ship?
I don't.
So what I'm getting at when I say that is,
Right.
if these guys are on a time crunch, like think about those trucks.
We say they're under pressure. They're under pressure.
They're just like
willing.
truck driver,
They're willing
right?
to take a fine.
Hey,
to
I'm
get
willing
the,
to take a
make
fine.
the delivery.
I need to make this delivery. I got to make my nut. You know what I mean? Like, and then hey,
right. And
I get this. I'm out of here. I got to go here. I'm on a big ass time schedule. Like, I got to get here, there, and everywhere. If I don't do this, I'm gonna lose out on tens of thousands of
instead
dollars.
of your
I can't.
It's cheaper to take the fine.
It's cheaper to take the fine.
Okay.
So, at the same time, though, if you're gonna be doing something like this and you're gonna take the fine, you have to make everyone on your ship, because it's not one person on the ship, dude. It's
sometimes 30 people. Yeah.
30 to 50 people.
Right.
You got to make these dudes aware. Hey, we got these issues, and we might.
I'm sure if the power is going out, they're gonna know about that shit.
So why did those guys even get on the ship and agree to do that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. No, and like I said, you're never gonna stop the people who are just going to do it anyways.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, I guess we'd have to know more to say.
There's
how
really
much.
not a lot.
Really, not a lot of
information about this ship. There's a lot of information about the crash, but we don't have information about the ship itself.
Yeah, we don't know
what
anything.
happened after.
I haven't seen anything other than this report about
what is the aftermath. We know the bridge collapsed. What happened to the ship?
So here actually on the same post you can see. I mean, I guess what the bridge looks like.
That's what the bridge looks like.
Or the ship. Let's see. Do we have any sound? We got some music. That is pretty sad. Sad music, but it's a sad event. Some good drone video. Okay, I always love a drone video.
I mean, the fucker is still afloat.
Yeah, definitely. But it's only 50-foot deep water. Like, if it did sink, it's just gonna bottom out. That's wild.
If it sunk, it would be way deeper down. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Maybe these ships are huge. These
Oh,
ships
I'm
are
aware.
huge.
I'm aware they are huge.
Yeah.
Um, but I still think it'd be down significantly. Now just look at go back a little bit. Go back in the video a little bit. About right there. Right there. Take a pause. Look at all the burn. Like not on the foreground, but in the background. How it's dipped into the water.
Right
Like
here.
right there. All that burning, bro.
I don't think that's burnt.
I think it looks burnt, dog.
Are you still thinking that it exploded, Tom?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah,
let's
I'm
see.
stuck on this, bro.
Okay, so let's see if we can find that angle.
Here, go up a little bit. A little bit more. Down. Right there.
This, what about?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying, uh,
Look at that.
so you're saying container ships do not lose their ability to be steered in the event of a power loss. Modern vessels have multiple backup systems for steering, ensuring control even during power outages. Maybe. You would think that they would, right? And if they don't, is that on Department of Transportation?
Yeah.
Maybe.
It is on the
I'm
Department of Training.
I'm just
Because there's standards and procedures.
right. So that's what I'm saying. Circling back to Pete, how much is he to blame?
I'd say he's 60%.
I mean, but also a lot of that stuff is hard to implement in one term because
If you ain't up for the job,
ships,
though,
well,
bro.
yeah, and I know, but I'm saying all these ships will have to be, retrofitted with. If that's not already the case, which God, I mean, you're dealing with these ships are humongous.
They are humongous.
You would definitely think that if I were the captain of one, I would definitely want fail safes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
I mean, going back to the Titanic, bro, I think everyone learned their lesson with the Titanic. If there ain't fail safes in place, you are fucked.
right,
I mean, not to be crass, but I mean, like that's one of the biggest and greatest examples of when, like that old Dave Chappelle skit, when keeping it real goes wrong, man. Like
mm-hmm.
it went wrong, and it sucks. And I'm just again, it sucks to say it this way, but thank God it was only 6 people.
Right,
Thank God it was only 6 people on the bridge.
right, and those
What
were
about the lives on the boat, on the ship?
from what I read, and I don't remember where the source was, but I did see a post that everybody on the ship, nobody was harmed on the ship, so
Interesting.
I
That's
did read
interesting. That kind of screams suspicious to me.
that. Okay, it might. But then again, all right, so, and I don't think we covered this yet, which I apologize because I feel like we should have covered this earlier. But so we talked about how the authorities were able to get to the edges of the bridge. We saw that already that it was having problems. The lights went out. So that's what made them signal to stop the flow of traffic.
Yes.
So if that were the case, then I would expect for the captain to probably issue a mayday to the people on this boat and tell them to either brace for impact or something along those lines. So I don't know if that would be suspicious and nobody got hurt.
So going back to the time of the Titanic and the Carpathian, which was the boat that was in the area, that stuff's all recorded.
What do you mean?
Stuff on the intercom. Like there's history to it. It's like recorded in a way.
Okay.
You can go back and find out. Like I think it's public record. Those black boxes or whatever, I think you can get correspondence.
To who? I'm saying what
Like if
black
he's
box
on
is.
the, I'm pretty sure if it was done over the speaker, you can go back and listen to it. Not us, like not you and I, but like
Are you saying for this ship or are you saying
for
for the
that ship,
Titanic?
like Can we find out if he issued a Mayday? Was this intentional, man? Was this intentional?
I'm sure I mean, the FBI.
I want to believe it's not.
Yeah, no, I want to believe it's not too. And I'm on the same.
Can you imagine if the captain was Russian?
I heard he was Ukrainian, but also there were. Let's just look at it. Let's see if we can debunk this or confirm this right now. Dolly captain confirmed a Ukrainian citizen known as Sergey was. Let's see if we can verify this. Let's see. Okay, I don't know who this guy is.
It's a parody account.
Is it?
Here, go down.
Okay.
Because X does the fact checking.
Right. So here, this is what I want to pull. I want to show this whole thing. So right here, this guy, I don't know who he is. So take it for what it's worth. A Ukrainian citizen known as Sergey was the captain in command of the container vessel Dolly when it rammed and destroyed the 1.6 long. Is this the same post we saw earlier?
No.
Okay, because it seems it's worded very similarly.
The other one was from this a Mecca account.
Okay, so that's what he claims, right? And then of course there's reader context. According to the website BalticShipping.com, used as base for this claim repeated on X, he was master in 2016. The website does not list the current master, but according to a local newspaper, it has an all-Indian crew.
Okay. I don't think the Indians have a problem with us.
No, but that's interesting.
Not those Indians, at least.
Baltic Shipping. Okay, so I guess you'd have to really dig through there. Interesting.
World's fastest growing seaman was the title there. Beg to differ. They haven't met me.
Interesting.
Oh, fuck.
That's wild.
Jesus Christ.
Captain Adeli got a new job driving trucks.
Shit.
I'm not showing that.
I don't know why.
That's not going on YouTube.
Oh, no.
All right.
Fuck.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, I love it. But yeah, I mean, like, could you imagine if he was Russian?
Yeah, that would be. The internet would break. The internet would break for 24 hours, even harder than it did.
Well, so think about, like, in Russia, there was just, like, some, like, terrorist attacks. There was
Yeah, I mean, do you want to talk about that, or do you want to talk about what else we have planned on the agenda?
I'm not as up on that. I haven't done as much research on that. I just like read on the Apple News app that there was like some shootings in Russia. So what I was alluding to there was, can you imagine that happening and the captain being Russian in the same week? People's minds would collectively break.
That's true.
Like wild.
That's true.
But prayers to everyone that was on that bridge. Prayers to people that were on that boat. I mean, it's an unfortunate circumstance, but Alex Jones and Andrew Tate and all these people that seem to be like in the know of things are saying it's a Black Swan event, and hopefully it's not. But
I don't know that they're in the know. They just have opinions.
They have opinions that usually aren't wrong.
Well,
I mean, the only thing I can really say that Alex Jones was ever wrong about was the Sandy Hook shootings.
Yeah.
Which he came out and apologized for, but still, that was a very shitty thing to say. And the other thing that he was wrong about that I remember was he said when Obama was in office that there was FEMA camps and America was going to get taken over and martial law was going to get instated and all this stuff. And
I remember that.
That never happened, which I was kind of like, Alex Jones is a little wild. But then it started to be pretty legit. And then
Yes.
chemtrails turning the frogs gay. I don't know if they really are gay or not, but I don't like frogs anyway. Fuck
Yeah,
frogs.
I think there was some truth to that, but it was like weird the way he explained it versus reality. I don't know.
Homosexual frogs exist.
I think it had something to do with something about they either A, get themselves pregnant, or B, they change.
Well, you can't be gay. That's asexual reproduction.
Or they change their gender, or
Seahorses
or
do that.
male frogs want to get on with the other male fight. I don't remember, dude. Like I remember the way he described like there was like I could see why he worded it like that. It's kind of hyperbolic, but yeah, there's some,
Alex Jones.
yeah.
Fuck. What do we got else on the agenda tonight?
What else? What was the other thing you want to talk about?
Oh yeah. Kind of off topic, but the NFL. We wanted to talk about that the other day. So the NFL coaches meetings and owners meetings and everything were this past week, and we're in the off season now. We are in the crux of it. So recently, free agency just started. Tons of money got thrown around, and now rule changes are being thrown around. So one rule change, two huge rule changes this week. The hip drop tackle is now banned, and then the kickoffs have now changed.
Okay, so I only know a little bit about any of this.
Okay,
I did see that the hip
we're
drop.
not a sports show, so
I did see that the hip drop tackle was banned.
Mm-hmm.
So here so first describe to me what is a hip drop tackle, or should we look it up or what?
So this video will show it. This video is going to show it.
Okay, so this video is going to show it. So
These
this
are hip drop tackles.
Okay, so just for context, for anybody who's just listening or not paying attention here. So this video is going to be, this is RG3.
The man.
He says, banning hip he posts this. He says, banning the hip drop tackle is yet another rule change that makes it nearly impossible for defenders to play defense anymore. The NFL needs less penalties, not more. The NFL needs less fines, not more. At this point, we might as well throw flags on them. Okay, so let's
insinuating that they should just play flag football now. Now,
right.
This is coming from a guy who played offense and was hurt by tacklers.
Right. Okay,
so this is a dude that you would think would be a proponent for banning the hip drop tackle
because he was usually the
quarterback, and he got fucked up.
Right. Okay, so let's actually hear what he says.
I understand what the NFL is trying to do by making the game safer, but what they're really doing is making it unsafe for defenders. When you think of this, like, how is a guy supposed to tackle an offensive guy from behind now? You got defenders, that linebackers, DB, safeties that are going to be going up against guys that are 30, 40, 50 pounds heavier than they are. And the only way for them to get them down to the ground is to try to use their own body weight as leverage to get them there. I want the game to be safer. I'm a guy that was hip drop, mollywop, and spun on my top in my NFL career. So I understand how they're trying to take unnecessary injuries and unnecessary plays out of the game. But at the same time, I still want the guys to be able to go out there and play the game of football. And right now, this is only going to add more penalties to the game. It's only going to add more flags and more fines. And I don't think that's what people want to see. We want the game to be safe, but it's got to be an even playing field for both sides of the ball. I understand.
He's got a great point.
He's got a fantastic point. If you are, so in that video, they showed the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Baltimore Ravens. So Lamar Jackson throwing to Mark Andrews, big tight end. And that's Logan Wilson. He's a linebacker. Now, Logan Wilson's a big boy. He's a mean motherfucker too.
Right.
Mark Andrews is faster than him. He's bigger than him, and he's stronger than him. He plays the tight end position. So tight end now catches the football more often than not. It's not a blocker anymore by nature. If he gets out in space and Logan Wilson doesn't get to him, that safety ain't tackling him unless he does a hip drop. There's no way, shape, or form that he does a hip drop. Now, people are getting upset about this because they're saying, hey, injuries are up and, we banned the hip drop. It's going to make the game safer. That's bullshit. It's not going to make the game
I'm curious, safer. Well, like, what kind of research do they do
to
come to the conclusion?
Hours of footage. Like, they had guys literally sitting around watching games and just noting when a hip drop tackle was.
And they what?
They noted when a hip drop tackle was and what the result of it was.
Were there a lot of injuries as a result of the hip drop?
There were. There were. But I'm going to tell you right now, the Cleveland Browns have a young man by the name of Nicholas Jamal Chubb at running back. Right? He's a running back, number 24.
Right.
He got hit in week 2 this season, and it was not a hip drop tackle. Okay? It was a basically helmet to knee that blew his knee into the back of his leg. Right? That wasn't a hip drop tackle. Those are the type of tackles that they're going to be encouraging now. Because how else are you going to bring down Nick Chubb? You can't hit him in the head. You can't hip drop him now. You sure as shit if you're...
Wrap him up. Wrap up his ankles.
Minka Fitzpatrick is about the size of you. More muscular, but like about your build, your frame, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love you, but you ain't getting Nick Chubb to the ground, tackling him by wrapping him up. You're not. That man is... You need to hip drop. You need to fucking use your body as a fulcrum. I mean, it's basic. That's how everyone was taught to play football.
Okay, so
and for years, that's what happened. You're gonna get hurt playing football, dude.
Okay, what is the other rule that they?
No helmet's a helmet.
No. The you said kickoffs.
Yeah, kickoffs are different now.
All right, explain that to me real quick because I want to see something here. Go ahead.
So kickoffs. It used to be 10 years ago, they kicked the ball off. If it went into the end zone, you could either field it or you could kneel it. You get to the 20-yard line, right? Now, they're kicking it closer to the end zone. So they moved up the kickoff. It's like they're kicking off from like the 30 now instead of like the 20, okay? So it resulted in more touchbacks, okay? Then you just automatically get to the 25-yard line, go about your day and start your drive on offense. Now they've changed it. It's more of an XFL style rule. So the Rocks League. Okay.
I remember, but
so when the ball gets to a certain point, now it used to be when they kick the ball off, your gunner team, which is the guys that are next to you when you kick the ball, they would just run down the field.
Right.
And good fucking luck. Now they can't even move until it gets to a certain point. So it gives an opportunity now for the return man to return the football, which is going to mitigate injuries because they're not running full steam at them at a sedentary target anymore. This guy's already moving. Like the play can already develop. Blockers can be where they need to be to set up a return, right? So now it's not as much.
So what is the point? Where is the point?
Getting the ball right here. The return man would be like this, right? Like. The ball would be about to get here, and you're on the gunner team. You're already in my face. You're about to blow me the fuck up.
It's like a punt. Yeah,
exactly.
Punting is the same way.
But punting's a little different. Because it's more high up in the air. It's a higher.
That gives the kicking team the opportunity, like even more ample time to get to the.
But they're able to block those guys immediately. The punt return guys are able to block immediately.
Yeah, right? But on a punt, the kicking team is always right there. Like
now the guy's going to be able to start running and moving around more. Like
but that's on a kickoff.
But on a kickoff now, the guy's going to be able to move around now more.
So where's the point that the ball has to get to?
I think, and I haven't looked into it a whole lot, but I think it's like the 25-yard line it has to get to before they can move.
Who's to say? Is there a light? Like, who's got because the depth perception is going to be hard from the kicking team to know where the 25-yard line is. I'm pretty sure that they
blow a whistle. That's how they do it in the XFL.
Okay.
The whistle gets blown. Like, it's like, and then you can start moving. And then the defense can start going.
Okay.
And I think it's going to even the playing field. Like, because for years, Anthony, I remember when we were young, we had guys like Dante Hall, Josh Cribbs, Devin Hester. These guys made their money returning kicks 106 yards to the house.
You don't see that too often anymore.
You don't see it at all anymore.
But they also moved where they kicked the ball from, right?
Yeah, it's closer now.
Right.
Because
so that's why
touchbacks. They didn't want kick returns anymore.
Why don't they just back up where they kick? Because that's exactly what they're encouraging right at the moment.
Because here's why. Kickers fucking suck anymore. Kickers suck. You remember when we were younger and we'd be watching football games? Those kickers were automatic, bro. You would get that dude up there. They'd kick that field goal. It didn't matter 40, 50 yards. They were right on the money. You see motherfuckers missing from 30 yards now, dude. Kickers suck.
Yeah, but what does that have to
Ass.
do with anything though? Like they
They're
can
protecting
obviously
kickers now. They're protecting kickers' feelings, is what they're doing. Because these kickers
Yeah, but
can't hit a
these
field goal
kickers-
anymore.
It's not about hitting a field goal. I'm talking about a kickoff.
I know. What I'm saying is that they're hiding the deficiencies of kickers these days. They don't
but-
have the leg strength.
But they're hitting touchbacks from only a 10-yard difference. If you back them up 10 yards, they'll be hitting right
Correct,
at like
but
the
a
5-yard
touchback-
line.
A touchback can be the minute it crosses the goal line. It can bounce into there even. A lot of them bounce into there. They
Yeah,
kick
but
it
once the
short,
ball is dead,
and then it goes in.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
But once the ball is dead, or if it's, I mean, the returning team can take the ball from the end zone if they catch it.
They
in the end
can,
zone. Yeah,
but
so it's
why
not
would you
automatically
want-
it's not.
But why would you want to take it out of the end zone when the guy's at the 5-yard line? Like you're at the 5-yard line and I'm in the end zone. Why wouldn't I just kneel it so I can guarantee myself to be at the 25-yard line?
No, I understand that. I understand that completely.
That's what they did.
But what is the point? I
The-
don't see why they would change that rule, right? So they're trying to make it safer for the
for the return man because they're saying there's a lot of concussions on kickoff. And dude, for a long time there were. I mean, you guys were getting fucked up on returns.
yeah.
So they made it safer, and they did, but at the cost of field position. So now,
But that's my thing. Why wouldn't they just back the kicker up 10 yards?
people research this shit, and it's
Or
getting stupid.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like the first rule that we talked about, I feel like that's meant to make a higher scoring game.
What is the hip drop?
Yeah,
absolutely
the
it is.
restriction on the tackle.
It absolutely is, Anthony, because what was the biggest complaint that you heard about the Super Bowl this year?
About the last couple of them, they've just been boring.
Boring. You know
Yeah.
why? Because they haven't been high scoring.
Right.
Because these teams actually have fucking defenses.
Yeah.
The San Francisco 49ers has a great defense. The Eagles, great defense. The Chiefs, even though they're not a great defense, they're a very good defense.
The Browns.
The Browns haven't been in the Super Bowl, but the
But
Browns have a
but they-
good defense.
right.
That's,
Well,
why no one watches Browns games, dude, because the Browns are a boring team.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. The Cleveland Browns, this year, we had a great defense. We had Joe Flacco for 4 weeks. But we were winning games because we were winning it on the ground. We were running the football.
Right.
We were a ground control team. So we were averaging 20 points, 21 points a game. Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs are averaging 33 points a game, and Mahomes is throwing 4 touchdown passes. You know what I'm saying? People get excited about that. People don't want to watch this year, Jerome Ford and Pierre Strong run for 180 combined yards and the defense give up 75 yards. They don't want to watch that. They want to watch, in baseball, chicks dig the long ball. Chicks love home runs, right? People love high scoring games. They don't want to see defense.
Right.
So they're right.
I don't
Throw
know.
the
They
fucking
better,
flags on them now, dude.
but they better be careful doing that because it backfired for the NBA.
It backfired big time because now Adam Silver's pissed off. Like, the commissioner of the NBA is pissed, and he's like, nobody's playing defense.
Right.
Nobody's playing defense. So we're going to change the rules if you guys don't fucking start doing your shit. Like, the All-Star game, he was fuming after because, did you watch any of the All-Star game?
I did not. I forgot where I was, but I don't think I was even in town.
There's a play, and it pisses me off to think about to this day. I legitimately got mad when I watched it. It was Luka Doncic and Nikola Jokic. They play for the West, and they're just tapping the ball back and forth to each other down because they're not doing anything illegal.
Yeah.
The ball doesn't hit the ground.
Right.
Back and forth, and
Running.
then Jokic lobs it up, and Luka dunks it, or maybe the other way around. But no one was guarding it. Like, what the fuck is that?
I'm glad I didn't watch it. That shit sounds boring.
But see, football's gonna be boring now because I like defense. I like watching defense. I like
more
watching
power
an
to
interception.
More power to these cats who go out there and put their bodies on the line because I know my old ass ain't doing that.
Well, I ain't doing it.
Throw some flags on me, but then again, give me my knee brace and some
But that's what
icy
they're
hot
gonna be
afterward.
doing. Eventually, they're gonna just be throwing fucking they're just going to be throwing flags on these guys and say play flag football, because that's what it's coming down to.
I mean, would that really be such a bad thing, though?
Yes.
Why?
I don't mean to sound crass here,
Okay.
bro. Hold up. Let me make a calculation.
You bring it out the actual calculator.
Yeah.
Oh, because of how much they get paid.
$45 million a year by a quarterback.
Yeah.
Okay. 17 games in a year. They make 2 points. If he's making the $45 million a year, $2.6 million a game. 4 quarters in a game. He's making $661,764 a quarter. He's making $55,000 a minute on the field.
On the field, right? You gotta remember that on the field. So off the field,
he's still gonna make his money if he's hurt.
but he's putting in work. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he's
it's not
putting
like
in work.
It's not like he's doing nothing at all. I mean, they got camps and
if you're gonna make all this shit
and all this
change,
shit.
you better affect that pay.
Yeah, you know what will affect that pay?
When they put it to flag football.
No. Well, I was going to say the market. The market will affect the pay, right? So the market will decide whether flag football, if they make it, if they go down that road, which I don't think they're there yet. But
the other thing is, I just did a quarterback salary, like a $45 million. That's what a quarterback makes. They ain't hit with a hip drop, because you can't touch a quarterback anymore.
Yeah, puts flags on the quarterback,
bro. I know you don't watch a lot of football, but
I watch enough.
About 2 years ago,
so it's on all the time. Every Sunday there's football on in my house. I may not sit there and watch.
But you don't like you aren't like in there.
I don't follow. No,
because like I'll be
sports.
texting you like, what the fuck, and you're like, what?
What happened?
Like,
yeah, no, I don't.
Someone smacked Joe Burrow on the helmet, like smacked him on the helmet. Flags everywhere. The guy got thrown out of the game. Dude got smacked on the helmet, man. Like, it wasn't nothing. You know what I mean? Like, it happens. There's another guy. His name's Max Crosby. He plays for the Raiders. He's this big fucking white dude. Max Crosby hits cigars, not blunts, cigars, and ghost inhales them.
Oh, no,
the man needs to be investigated. I don't know for what, but he needs to be investigated. But he just goes on there and just like shoulder hits him. He's getting thrown flags and shit. Like, he ain't even hitting him to the ground.
Right.
You can't touch a quarterback anymore, bro.
Yeah, no, I know. But I don't know. The market will decide if they go down that route. Like I said, the market will decide whether flags were a good idea or a bad idea, right? I don't think they're going to pack stadiums, because not like they do now.
No.
I don't think so. I mean, there is something entertaining and captivating about people going out there and laying somebody else out, like not injuring them, like, but you know, like a physical fucking game like it's very intriguing to watch.
And you just said it yourself. It's a physical game. Injuries are gonna happen.
Right.
Nick Chubb, what happened to him? Do I think it was dirty? Maybe a little bit, because it was the Steelers that did it. You know what I mean? I don't like the Steelers.
Yeah, but I mean, it didn't look like a purposeful.
And then you look at it and you say, he didn't mean to do that, man. And that's just a football play. Does it suck because he's one of my favorite players and I'm not going to get to see him play this year? Yeah, it fucking sucks. But at the end of the day, like, that's football, dude. That's football.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the people to ask would be the people
who play football,
who have played football, who are now older, who are now like in their retirement years. And
I'd love to ask like Tyler Scalise what he thinks, because Tyler was a defensive player primarily at Lakeside.
Yeah, but I'm saying somebody who's like played professionally, NFL, like now that they're retired, do they kind of wish that it would have been not so physical? Like, is their body really taking a toll in their later years? I mean, you already know
I don't even think he needs to be an NFL player. I think even a guy that played at a high level in college.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
shit. Yeah, even take
Ohio
it back.
State
Okay,
Buckeye,
yeah. So let's even take it to college. You didn't even make it to the NFL, bro. And are you having problems?
Exactly.
You are having problems. Oh, well, then maybe we should stop this shit a little bit sooner than the NFL. Maybe calm it down a little bit sooner. Right?
Exactly. Because college rules are even different than NFL rules. They haven't banned the hip drop tackle in the NCAA.
Right. Right. But
Those
that's what I'm
kids can
saying.
still do it.
So I mean, yeah, definitely do the studies, figure out the statistics, and then.
That'd be an interesting study.
But it's also a business. I don't know. Maybe it'll make people safer. Maybe it won't have any effect. but I think the NFL is banking on them making them more money.
Because the offenses are going to go off.
And I mean, if you think about it too, on the kick return, that gives the returning team a better chance of gaining more yards, maybe having a higher scoring game.
Do you think this shit happens right now, obviously, and players are pissed about it? Like, we saw an offensive guy who's upset about it. Could you see maybe opening night, maybe a preseason game, something like that, a defensive player just doesn't do anything? Like, he runs up to the guy and just stops, and everyone's like, "What are you doing?" "I don't know what I'm allowed to do." But could you see something like that happening? I could.
I mean,
like, what am I supposed to do?
No, I couldn't see it happening. I mean, I think it would be hilarious for like a TV show, but no, because
like a Hard Knocks or something like that. That documentary, like the guy's just like,
yeah, like
"What
a
do I do?"
documentary, like yeah, that would be
probably
funny
pissed
there.
myself.
But I mean, with
that happened.
all the practice beforehand, they're well aware of the rules,
Oh, they're aware,
and a great player is going to know the rules.
and they're gonna know how to get around them too.
They're going to know how to use the rules to their advantage.
I can't wait to watch that.
Speaking of which, real quick, I know you got to get out of here, but I want
Hey, you do what you got to do.
if anybody's not checked him out and you're a basketball fan, let me tell you his name. I just want to give him a shout out because his content is great, and he makes.
Who is it?
I'm on to M.
Mac McClung?
No, he's. Bear with me.
Oh, I'm Baron.
MDW basketball. MDW basketball. This guy, he knows how to use the rules of basketball and apply them a lot differently than everybody else, and it makes for an interesting video. A lot of controversy, but Tom, do you have any final words before we roll out on this topic about the rules?
No, I don't. I mean, I think RG3 said it great. You get hit, hip drop, molly-whopped, scolly-whopped, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's football. Like, make the game safer. I'm all for it. I don't want to see a dude that I admired when I was younger
Get put into early retirement.
and be walking around when he's 50 losing his mind. I don't
Right.
want to see that. But you're making a lot of money.
Indeed.
And at points, things are going to be uncomfortable. Your body's going to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But that's what you signed up for when you decided to be a pro. I mean, I don't mean to sound crass or cruel when I say that, but like, dude, like,
Real quick, have any of the current players come out and said they're in favor of it?
I haven't heard anyone yet. But then again, I haven't really been reading. It's
Okay.
been a little bit of a media silent for me past couple days, just with work being busy and stuff. But
We'll get back on it because
I'm very excited to see though if people do come out and actually give their opinion. Like you know who I would really be interested to hear their opinion? Nick Chubb. Because I can guarantee you that hit that Minkah Fitzpatrick put on Nick Chubb, the result of the play would have been very different if it was a hip drop tackle instead of a helmet to the knee.
yeah, but I think the circumstances weren't really there for that to be a hip drop tackle.
They weren't, but I think Nick Chubb would have preferred all day for a hip drop tackle.
I'm sure he would have.
So what's his
Hell yeah.
take on it?
Yeah,
RG3, we know his take.
we'll see
You
if
know who
anybody
else's
comes
take I
forward.
would like to know? Michael Vick. Because that man was the scrambling quarterback, and he was the best one
Yeah,
of all time.
don't think
What's
he's gonna
his
say
opinion
shit.
on the hip drop tackle?
I don't think he's gonna come out
You know, Shannon Sharp's just over there fucking agreeing and fucking yelling about something.
drinking his yak or something. I
Yeah.
don't know, whatever he drinks.
I'm surprised Cat Williams ain't with him. Now, Shannon, I'm going to tell you right now what my opinion is. That's a pimp named Slipback right there. Yeah. Say the whole thing or don't say it at all.
Well, everybody, we thank you guys so much for joining us. It's been an interesting couple days, and we're gonna have new content for you soon. So
Seriously.
make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Once you hit that subscribe button, it should turn into a little bell. Click that, click all. You'll get notified anytime we post anything on the channel. So yeah, Tom, thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you. We'll see you next time. Thank you for joining us. Peace.
Peace.